Let's go into SpeCial versus Toodming, our grand finals of this Kung Fu Cup. It's the best of 7 series. We still a little bit of SpeCial playing TvZ already. He's playing a lot of mech and so on. Let's see what he comes up with here, and let's see what Toodming is going to come up with as well. Opening 12 pool. Opening 12 pool to the top left-hand side of the map on Abyssal Reef. The red Zerg player, Toodming. Well, don't ask me to explain this one, because I have nothing for you guys. Bottom right-hand side, the blue Terran player is SpeCial from Team Prophecy. Wardy, thoughts on eggs? I like eggs, if we're talking about the edible eggs, I guess. Yeah, they're pretty nice. When I was in America, I learned how to order my eggs at IHOP the way I want them, because I had no idea how to. When they asked me how I wanted my eggs done, I had no idea what to say. I was just like, I like eggs. Yeah, I had no idea. Am I spying on you guys? I'm not spying on you guys, I'm just counting just how long you're in the chat. I guess that's kind of spying. Alright, well this does make sense. The 12 pool Rotron, I haven't seen this for a little while actually. The Ravager Rush, or I mean it is a Ravager Rush, right? Generally, I mean you make the Roaches, but you morph them, pretty much all of them into Ravagers. That's why you go double gas. Yeah, I haven't seen this for a little while honestly, so... The 12 pool caught me a little bit off guard. It's like, why would you 12 pool against the Terran? But obviously, this is the one build that can work out against the Terran, so... Well, let's see what's going to happen, as we do have the couple of lingers coming down to the south side. We're going to see what they can get up to here. So they're going to be moving around, trying to get up to some trouble. First couple of Ravagers start to morph in. There'll be more Roaches coming up behind this as the third Ravager morphing. Money for another Roach here as well. See how many he wants to make. I mean, this is very all-in off the 12 pool, right? So, generally, you're going to want to keep on making units. One more Ravager could morph, but he's going to make a couple of Roaches instead. I like that. And here we go. The attack comes across the map. So far, SpeCial, well, it's going pretty well for him, I have to say. He scouted no natural, and so he actually got rid of his CC, and instead now he's got his factory on the way up, about to finish, and... Well, he actually had marine production early. The factory will make a Cyclone. Better than a tank because it's mobile, it doesn't get killed off by biles as easily. And so here we go, Ravager will get blasted by the Reaper Grenade a little bit, as we'll see. Marines and Reaper will jump into that bunker, and that will be that for now, as we just wait to see what the follow-up will be. I think at this stage, obviously, SpeCial is going to say he needs to make sure he gets 2 new depots up, because these depots will be lost in a moment or two. I was going to be picking their way through this factory. A couple more Cruiser Bars coming down on the bunker. Cyclone going to be pulling back as well. It's a good defense so far, though. SpeCial not really losing anything. Can afford to have SCVs off the line, of course, based on the fact that, well, he is just so far ahead in terms of economy. 25 to 13 workers. Another Ravager coming in now. Ling speed starts up as well. The Cyclone going to be a big part of fighting this here. Gets rid of one of these Ravagers already. Jumps out of the bunker to fight this. The Marines feeling very brave right there, but loses a couple of them. A new one pops, and they can jump in the bunker now too. Cyclone still trying to fight. SCV is finding a moment or two to repair the Cyclone as well. Nicely done. Again, I think a very good defense, and he's buying himself time to get the starport up, which will be a Banshee. And the Banshee really just completely shuts this down. I mean, if a Banshee comes in, we'll pick off a couple of Ravagers from there. It's, yeah, it's looking good as we're going to be seeing the couple of Cyclones going to be locked onto the Overlord for just a couple more moments. Reactor coming up on the barracks, attack lab on the factory. I mean, as the starport comes up with a Banshee, again, it will help to push those Ravagers away. Ling speed about to finish. There's a few Lings coming in. I'm not sure if it's enough to really make a difference. SpeCial is feeling good enough right now to actually cancel the bunker. Now, one thing that is worth mentioning is that, of course, he doesn't actually have the CC anymore, so that's something he still has to build up here. You're going to see Ravagers splitting up to try and keep themselves alive. Banshee just chasing this Ravager. And that is going to be GG from Toodming. I don't think much of a surprising GG timing. Guys in. English cast. And with that said, let's give you guys the English cast you've all been waiting for. To the bottom right hand side, our blue Zerg player. Give it up if you're cheering on Toodming, who actually makes a drone at the start of this game and not a spawn pool. Top left, the red Terran player. Give it up for SpeCial. Alright, well this week StarCraft 2 went free to play. This is our first week end. Sorry, this is our first weekend of free to play StarCraft 2. I want to know in the chat, who here has just started watching or just started getting into StarCraft for free to play? Anyone around? Anyone here just starting again to StarCraft for the free to play this week? Is this your first weekend being a StarCraft fan? I want to know. If you are, speak up, let it be known. Maybe you just got back into StarCraft because it's free to play. You can as well. What's his IP? I don't know his IP. WardiTV's not that clever. Do me please, says Flesrusdelic. Okay. Flesrud. Okay, I'll do it simply because I messed up your name so much. This is the only one I'm doing. Fles. You have got 23.4 hours watched on the stream. And you first watched on the 8th of July 2015, which is actually the birthday of WardiTV. So actually the first time you watched was when WardiTV was born. So you might have watched before then. But WardiTV was not counting. He was not watching over you before then. Long time watcher. Hello. How you doing? Did Nightbot subscribe? Yeah, of course, man. Nightbot's a massive fan of WardiTV. Loves StarCraft 2. We went free to play this week, so he was like, you know what? I'm gonna start watching a lot more StarCraft. I'm gonna learn to play it. You know, everyone's talking about fucking DeepMind and all this AI shit. Nightbot's the one you gotta watch out for. You know, you give this guy a couple more months of practice, he's gonna be winning every WCS. If you leave chat open in an IRC client, does it count as time watched? Probably. Question mark face? I'm not sure. I think so because obviously it only bases it off, as long as your Twitch account is in the chat, I think it counts as time watched if the stream is live. So yeah. A few links here off of this opening. Just gonna try and delay the CC and being a little bit of a nuisance. There's a Marine on the high ground, but it's a lot of lings. There's a lot more lings coming as well. Ling speed is about to finish up. The thing is, SpeCial would really like to kind of finish the CC at least. And as extra lings come in, it will get a little bit scary for him. In fact, he might just be in some trouble. He'll probably lose these Marines. Kills off one second. Yeah, he's just going to try and fight it the best he can do, really. He's just going to be seeing the orbital start to morph on in, but he will be able to just lift it. And the factory will swap on over to the reactor. I started playing for SET, says Bob. Had for a long time, but started now, says Jackass. Kin Sky in the chat says came back after a 3 years break because of free to play. Just got back in because they removed the mothership course. Says like K1 Nocturne. What's up, man? How you doing? Just got back, played hot, says Shatib. Playing since 1998, says Nit. Says Vida. Sorry, your barcode bits messed me up. I don't even play the game. I clicked on the stream by accident. It says Euro. Well, welcome to StarCraft 2. It's great. Been watching for months. Played for the first time at free to play. So don't know. I think this is what surprises me the most. So many people watch the game without playing it, and some people even watch the game without ever having played the game. It's crazy. It's really crazy. It really surprises me. It really does. We're gonna see these things. Gonna be moving around. And as we're just going to be seeing SpeCial. Continue to set up right now and seeing where he can go. Banshee. A couple more Hellions on the way out. The armory coming up for a Hellbat attack. Survived those initial Zerglings. And from there, I mean, it does take a lot of eco for the Zerg player to commit into that many Lings. You lose a lot of drones in the process. But you get to keep some of the Lings alive at least, which will help in terms of continuing to defend. Also makes the third hatchery very late, so we'll see what there is ready to defend against this. I think another thing is, the queen count is still at 5, so I guess the queen count isn't so bad. Armory is ready, but the Hellions are not going to commit as the Liberator going to hit onto this Overlord the bottom side, but that'll be about it. Lib comes back through, looking for an opportunity. Obviously with the queens out of position, you'd imagine there'd be something here, and that's what SpeCial is looking for. We saw him playing this sort of style earlier today already, so looking for a little bit more of it now, this Liberator-based play. As the Banshee will finally be able to cloak up now and will be able to join the fight and to deal some damage here. One queen goes down on the natural expansion, as some mining was denied as well. I'm just going to be seeing these Banshee on the third base, also causing some chaos, but not for too much longer. I mean, the Sport Crawler finishing up, and the Hellbats are back into Hellion mode, and they're going to try to run by, but Roach is in position, and SpeCial just has to back away. He doesn't lose anything, finds a Zergling, and a lair starts up from Toodming, so he sets up into the lair. Look at the worker counts though, 42 to 35. Toodming being kept behind after falling behind early from his attack, not really doing as much as he would have liked it to. Didn't really delay the CC anywhere near as much as he would have wanted. Interesting stuff. You see double gas on the natural as well. SpeCial, we expected him to play mech throughout this series. Obviously we didn't get to see him play it in game number 1 really, because we never got out of the early game, but as we go into game number 2, we're starting to see this this mech setting up. The double factory finishes up. They can lift and drop onto those tech labs. And we've seen SpeCial just going to go straight in towards the siege tank production here this time around, rather than what we saw in game number 1. Sorry, not in game number 1, but in the previous series of him today, a couple of times he went for like Hellion Cyclone, etc. This time he's just going to go straight into the kind of the very standard strong mech units. He's actually going to go double 4, so double medevac will come out as well. The 4 drops are a really powerful way for the mech player to just deal damage early to harass and force units without having to, and just be on the map in general. We talk so much about being, about mech being slow and unaggressive, not super aggressive early on. What's made mech so strong lately, I think, is that Terran players have figured out how to be super aggressive with mech. From 4 drops through to, Banshee attacks early, Hellbats. Being able to be aggressive with mech early, slowing the Zerg down enough so they don't just instantly get to late game economy and late game units, it makes mech a lot more viable than it used to be. And the 4 drops, again, a very powerful way to do that, because if you guys don't realize just how it works, well, the 4s can lift up in the medevacs, and with the good micro, the 4s can, attack a lot, and, obviously they're very tanky 4s, and so there's not a lot of units out very early in the game. So the 4s have high mobility with the medevacs. They can drop around, deal damage here and there, be lifted up, and just kite around the map, and do a lot of damage, really, for the early stages. So it's definitely something that's looking pretty good here right now for SpeCial, and we'll see just how much he's going to be able to get up to. Siege 4's going to be dropping into the main in a moment or so. 5 roaches, just going to be enough to actually force the 4s back. I don't really feel like, it's one of those situations where maybe he could have dropped and got a roach or so. Obviously just wasn't feeling it. May just want to keep these 4s on high health. Something we could see SpeCial doing is perhaps going for a fairly early push in the game. Just attacking sooner rather than later. And in that case, the 4s become very important to actually have in the army. I'm not sure. He's actually bringing them all the way back home. Now he boosts them back down south. I almost feel as though this was maybe a bit of a miss hotkey, a miss micro, where he actually pulled them away when he didn't mean to. I mean, backing away initially I can kind of understand, but pulling them all the way up north, that's what was starting to make me wonder. I was like, is he going to drop them off and just come with the main army? It just didn't really add up. It didn't really make much sense. It was interesting. 4th hatchery starts up here from Toodming. 4th CC is on the way from SpeCial as well. Then that just sort of puts things into perspective in terms of how Toodming is doing right now. He's going for a big roach attack here, actually. His initial siege tanks are just going to get rid of so many of these roaches as they run on forwards. Wow, a bit of a massacre here. Honestly, those roaches just disappear. 1 siege tank went down. One absolute disaster. 4's in the center of the map, though, in a little bit of trouble as the medevacs get taken down by the Hellions. But the Hellions now are going to be here to save the day. The Hydras are going to get pushed back, and the roaches will then save the day against the Hellions. So they're going to have to pull back up to the high ground. But now the Banshee's coming forward with the cloak. The Overseer has overstepped its boundaries and has gone just a bit too far. Wasn't there to help out against the Banshees for a moment or so. SpeCial first killed so many of those roaches and then took a decentish fight in the middle. Wasn't brilliant in the middle, but it's good enough. Now he's going to keep on pressuring forces as those Hellions now have Blue Flame. We'll be seeing the Banshees here. We'll be picking away, and they will get rid of the Hydralisk. Tanks are not even sieging up right now, but that might be a mistake here, actually. A SpeCial reinforced with a couple more Hellions. And those 4s in the tank aren't going to go down. Those roaches are going to be enough. Maybe you should have sieged up then. 1 tank sieged up, 2 tanks sieged up here right now. The roach speed obviously goes a long way. And these couple of tanks will stay on siege and actually will be able to clean those roaches up. Man, this game is swinging from one side to the other. From SpeCial to Toodming, back to SpeCial. 14 roaches on the way up here in reproduction as Toodming goes into 2-2 upgrades as well. SpeCial already has +2/+1 though. That's looking pretty good for him. So Green MC coming in for the Cheer 100. Thank you so much for the Cheer 100. Getting some Wardy hearts in the chat, please, for Green MC. Appreciate the 100 bits, man. So do you see still those Toodming coming in towards the center? Some Hellions running by. Oh, and they've run into... well, they run into a barbecue house. And seeing the drones getting melted right now as we see these Hellions just going to keep on chasing that Eva chamber. Well, never actually got placed, but I'm not sure what it really would have done anyways. Drones stacking in the natural now as well. Wow, this really was a drone massacre. Suddenly 38 workers left on the map. 34 workers killed overall. I feel like a lot of them were just then. I mean, a few died earlier on, but that was at least 20 workers going down from the attack on the third base through to the drones transferring, then still more drones going down in the natural. Now Liberators starting to set up as well. A lot of Liberators on the way out. SpeCial is once again getting into that Liberator phase of the game here, where he does like to build a heck of a lot of Liberators, it has to be said. A few more Ravagers coming up once again. Roaches, Ravagers, Hydras all gathering up together. So you see Hellbat tank moving through the center of the map. You can see a couple of these Hellbats going down. Not too many of those tanks siege up, and we are going to be seeing again a few more Ravagers going down again. Tanks will unsiege and look to reposition here shortly as Toodming coming through the south side. And he's actually just going to GG right now. I mean, you can understand why. You can see it in the number 3. We should be good. I think we're okay. Bottom right hand side, our red Terran player up to 0. He hasn't dropped a map in the playoffs so far. It is SpeCial. He's going up against the blue Zerg to the top left. It's Toodming. And SpeCial is going to have some cheese of his own on the way up this time around. 2 racks proxy. No gas, so it is going to be marine only. What's interesting is that, well, Toodming is A, not scouting this, and B, he actually took... oh no. Oh no, Toodming! Well, out of all the games to choose to go free hash before pool, this definitely wasn't the smartest game to go it. I mean, this is just really difficult to beat right now for Toodming. What do you do? And this is fantastic for SpeCial. Bunker sods, I mean, he doesn't even realize SpeCial the situation here. He's bunkering up so far away, and yet there's a third bit. No, I wonder, this could go wrong for SpeCial if he doesn't realize what's going on. So he sees the lateness of the hatchery. He's going to start up another bunker now. He sees the lateness of the hatchery, but the thing is, I don't think he'll realize. He'll probably think that's a pool first. It's not a pool first, it's a hatchery on the third base. So in a way, this might play into Toodming's favor, just because of SpeCial's kind of misinformation. But in reality, he still doesn't even have a spawning pool, and there's marines on his natural. But if you lose the natural, he'll still have the third base, perhaps. That's the thing as well. And that's what's kind of a little bit different here to usual. Marines jump into this bunker, and, well, this hatchery probably just going to be left to finish to keep these marines occupied at least for a little while. 4 lings and 2 queens on the way up now. At some point, those SpeCial surely will have to realize, like, hey, how come you are not building, you know, why don't you have any units here? He's not realizing that just yet, though. When do you even realize it, I guess? It's a tough one. It's a weird situation. Spark's going to lift up and move forwards. I mean, with the 2 racks, you're looking to kind of macro a little bit behind it already. A factory on the way up. Maybe a cyclone will come out here to help to fight this. And this hatchery is going to go down. 10 more lings have been made. There's triple bunker at the front here, though. And this is just going to be seeing the hatchery will fall. I mean, it was never going to be a pretty situation for Toodming. I think the lack of information for SpeCial was still going to help Toodming a little bit, right? I mean, it's going to make it a little bit better for him. SpeCial will check up the ramp. Queen will... And he's going to scout with this barracks. I think the thing is, what he needs to scout is over here, right? This is the other hatchery that he just has currently no idea about at all. Zero idea. Absolutely none. Well, this barracks lifts up and repositions as well. Again, SpeCial, this is the issue. Maybe he misreads the situation. The longer he doesn't know about that hatchery for, the worse this kind of is for him. But, well, hold that thought, because Toodming is going to fight on in with these Zerglings. Zerglings on the other side as well, and now SpeCial's going to realize that there was another hatchery up here, something that, again, I just don't think he was really aware of before now. Marines jumping into bunkers as they can, but the bunkers will go down. And these Lings will be successful in that. And again, I was going to say, like, this creep spread was pushing up here. I was like, well, isn't that going to give SpeCial the idea that it's there? But obviously, going for the entire attack is going to reveal that anyways. Well, again, now Toodming has kind of two bases, and it's going to be a Ling Bane attack to follow up. But there is Hellions in production, and Hellions in production against the Ling Bane all in. Feels pretty good, you know? Hellions are a very good way to defend this sort of stuff, as Viking is on the hunt, doesn't find anything yet, currently building Marines out of these barracks. Looking to do something with these perhaps sometime soon, as there's a lot of Banelings. 4 Hellions currently out, 1 more in production, a Banshee is on the way as well. Toodming will be attacking forwards here very soon. These Hellions are going to have to micro their hearts out. The thing with the Banshee is it's not out early, and so it won't be able to shut down Banes before they hit the wall. And that's kind of a big deal. You'll see these Banes will come in, and well, now it is all about these Hellions and how well they can micro. They get in towards a really good choke. When you look at the stacking of those Zerglings, the Hellions are finding some insane damage already. SCV's now pulling away too. Lings are looking for the surround, but not quite finding it yet. More Banes on the low ground, but they don't quite find the connection still. These Banes are causing issues. The Banshee comes out. The Banes are gone, but now the Hellions are kind of in a little bit of trouble as well. SCVs will come back up. No, the Hellions are going to be okay. And Toodming will actually just GG right there. Across the map, just quickly to show you guys, the Viking was just scouting. These Marines never did anything. They're just rather than the 3 map wins we saw before now. Let's go into this. Catalyst is our map. And to the bottom right hand side, we kick it off with the man of the day so far. Up 3-0. It is our red turn player from Prophecy Esports, SpeCial. Top left-hand side, our blue Zerg player is Toodming, representing China in this Chinese-based event. Set up into game number setting up into game number 4. It's gonna be gas pool hatch from Toodming this time around. SpeCial has moved away from the proxy players, just gonna be building his barracks in his main this time, rather than out on the map. So barracks about to finish up. Hatchery coming down on this natural expansion, and yeah, just setting up in towards this here. Marine on the way out, and again, there's a couple of overlords from Toodming are coming through the center at the moment. So a couple of overlords coming through the center. SCV will throw down a command center. Marines continue to come on out. This SCV will throw down a factory as well in a moment or so. Very standard build order so far. Double Marine. With the gas pool hatch, well, there's a couple of Lings coming out, but not really too many to do anything significant. It's going to be a very fast rotor on those. So Toodming going to be aggressive once again. His aggression has not worked so far today against SpeCial. All in after all in, attack after attack has been held. Will this be any different? Will SpeCial be able to make this happen? Well, he kills an overlord already with these 2 Marines before it gets back to high ground. That's already pretty good for the Terran player. Zerg will hit a small supply block, another 100 minerals you have to put into an overlord. So 100 minerals left, less you have for roaches, which are kind of mineral heavy at this stage of the game. It's an entire roach worth of minerals and a bit more as well. 4 roaches start to build, so here we go. Link speed behind this, looking to Link Flood as a follow-up, reinforce this attack. 2 Hellions on the way right now. Starport on the way up. Not looking to be a Banshee though, otherwise the barracks would probably be building a tech lab already. Just going to build another Marine, so probably looking towards a Medevac and Hellbats. How will that fare against the Ling Roach All-In, which is currently setting on up? 2 Lings taking a moment to run on in, but they're going to get found by the Hellions. Hellions are going to find both of those very easily, and well, now they will move forwards, but what will they find? Will they go far enough forwards to see the roaches? They're actually not moving forwards, they're actually stood still. SpeCial not going to scout this yet. Armory on the way. Cyclones will probably be his response as soon as he sees the roaches, just as a fast way to get some real DPS out on the map. At least he does have Marines as well, though. So how about Marine against kind of Roach Ravager? It's not the worst situation for SpeCial.
At least it's rather than Hellions, it's going to be Hellbats, which is something.
What would be very bad for him is if he was to actually go across the map, though. It could be very bad, and that could be one thing which he'll be punished for by not scouting before now. Not sending anything across. There isn't even that many roaches and ravagers. There's like 4 ravagers or 3 ravagers and a roach right now. 1 roach is moving over here. SpeCial's going to see this roach with these Hellions. What's he going to do? Is he just going to fight this? He is going to just fight this for now. And well, it's going to be a big attack back on the other side, so he's going to have to deal with that as Hellbat starts to morph in. He's going to raise his depots already. Banshee's on the way out. Things will run up this ramp. They won't be able to do too much, obviously, here over time. Again, it's going to be damage for damage here for a little while. As we're going to see, Reeves preparing one side of this wall. Ravagers are already breaking through on the other side of it, though. 3 more roaches in production. I mean, 3 roaches aren't going to change things in terms of these Marines and Hellbats, I don't think. A single Hellion just set in the corner of the mineral line, of course. Just trying to keep itself surrounded as we're going to be seeing Hellbats pushing forwards. And again, SpeCial needs to do some damage of his own here. He needs to find something. The Banshee will pop out. The Banshee will start to clean up over on this side. He's down to 5 SCVs, which isn't a lot, but he has double orbital. Mules available. And again, he's going to deal some real damage here as well. You know, he is going to shut down roaches. He is going to shut down drones. Neither player is going to be on that much economy as... Wow, the Hellbat micro is perfect on the Medevac. And now it's 9 drones left, and they are all on the run. That's all 9 of them right there. And Toodming is just going to type out GG again? Maybe a little early question mark, but I guess you can understand why. His SpeCial takes the 4-0. He is your Kung Fu